Hello and welcome to Watching Time. Today we're going to discuss very quickly this very nice watch that I think it's a good alternative, homage, wherever we want to put it, to what we have as an icon or know as an icon, the GMT Batman. So Batman or not, actually the GMT watches in general, so that's more or less what it's around. So let's talk and discuss about this very interesting brand that it's presenting some of their unique design watches, but among their many type of watches that they are producing, also this line that it's not their mainstream, cases, etc., but it's the ones that they are relaunching on the vintage ones that they have produced in the past. So in particular, we're talking about the Squale 1545, which is the GMT version that we see today. So this is based on a watch that they have been producing in the past as a diver, not as a GMT, and obviously it's very clear that the inspiration comes from the Submariner. Nothing great, nothing new that we are seeing here, but at the time it was quite usual to take back some of the designs that were in the past, in that period, part of the popular, let's say, appreciation and acceptation from the fans, and other brands redoing some of them. So in the case of the Submariner, it was very well, obviously, let's say not copy, but reproposed by other brands during the period. So Squale has done this in the past. They have obviously differentiated themselves because they have a very strong history in diving, in watch industry, and they have cases that are very popular to the Squale brand. So they actually have other cases that are much more utilitarian or different to the Submariner, and that propose themselves in a way that is totally different. When they propose a GMT based on one of their old cases designs that they were using in the past, obviously it is impossible not to say there is an immediate resemblance to Submariner, to Rolex, to the Rolex GMT. That is totally obvious at first glance. So let's take out the elephant in the room straightforward. Apart from that, it is a cheap alternative, if we want to put it on another way, to have the good quality that we are used to from Squale in a watch that is going to be resembling something else, or at least something that we associate today to another brand. At the same time, you're going to be having a top premium quality and materials in another product. So if you are the kind of guy that are in a waiting list like forever to get a GMT, and in the meantime you want to have something different that it's going to bring something new to your taste, but at the same time make you feel and appreciate the GMT watch, maybe this is the watch for you. In my case, it was mere curiosity that took me to understand better how these watches are made, what is the real quality behind it, and how we as collector can probably approach them in the future. So this watch was sold by me by Mayer Jewelry. It is a jewelry shop in Italy, very big in terms of internet sales. They sell their watches obviously worldwide, and I obviously got into contact with them in order to buy this watch because among all the Squale watches that I was seeing around, reproposing the 1545 GMT, they were the only web store that was actually selling a full blue bezel on a black dial. So I was really curious. I don't want to call it at this point. They had a version that is similar to the Batman. I don't want to call it the Batman because it's not really a Batman. It looks more like Spider-Man. So I was really curious and I contacted them in order to get this watch because obviously I bought it, guys. So I wanted to test the quality. The other versions I was less interested because one was Coke. You have several models of Squale, and in the USA in particular, they are selling a lot of these watches. So they are proposing themselves as Squale, at least on a very nice price range for what it is. So it's definitely cheaper than their models. We're talking around 700, 800 euros here, or dollars, more or less. And they are proposing a watch that, as you can see, resembles a lot a Submariner, so like the GMT. It copies a lot many of the things on the GMT, even in this case with the Jubilee strap, and at the same time offers you something different. Inside you will find an ETA, or you will find also a Celita, so it depends a lot on the watch that you are getting. They are using these two movements at the moment, so either the ETA 28932 or the Celita SW300. The movement works very well. And how it presents itself, it presents itself with a main difference compared to the other GMTs, which is the crown. The crown is really big and it comes out very easily. So you can see here, for example, that it has also an internal gasket. So this is definitely something useful if you want to go diving. And it's a nice touch to have it here. Also, it's color red, so quite nice. As you can see, this type of movements, as we all know, it has an independent GMT movement hand, apart from the time setting, obviously. So let's screw this down back. The watches sit with a 300-meter water resistance, so it's a diver at all effects and has everything that you want if you want to go diving with it. Plus, it has a ceramic bezel that presents itself with a cut ceramic numbers inside, full with lume. So they are going to glow up, different from our friend here, the Batman. So instead of platinum, they are using Luminova inside of the bezel and the markers. Furthermore, we have a very similar dial. Obviously, this is a no date, and I really like this and appreciate it much more than the date. I think dates are sometimes, you know, in the middle of the cleanness of the dial. As you can see, the bracelet is going to sit down in a different way compared to the Batman in this case, and also the difference in the crowns, obviously, because this is a much bigger crown. This makes the crown much easier to use when you are going to be diving. The movement of the bezel is bi-directional and it's spot on. So I have nothing to say about the quality on that. The dial, it's really clean. I really like the nice black dial that it has. Two sword hands for the hour and the minute hands, and then a second hands that is going to be different to the ones obviously on a Rolex, with that reminds me of vintage divers. The GMT hand has remained red, together with the GMT written inside of the dial. And this is a nice touch, and this is why also I call it a Spider-Man, because of the very bright blue color used on the ceramic bezel, and also the red that reminds me a lot of it. The bracelet is really nice and well done. Very stout, good stainless steel, and screw down links. I think this is really important, and it looks a lot like the one that you're going to be wearing on a Rolex. The quality is spot on. And as I was saying, this color version, at least the blue ceramic bezel, I have not found anywhere else. I am wondering, is it something that they have done exclusively for Mayer jewelry store? Or this is something that in the Italian market, European at this point, it's only available? Because in the USA ones, the ones that I have seen many bitone bezels, but none of them totally blue. So there you go, guys. Probably it's something that is only for our market. I have no idea, but it's something worth noticing. The bracelet clasp is very well done. Stainless steel, full stainless steel. It is a classical Squale branded clasp, and it has a quick release used for diving. So as you can see, the closure works very well, as you can expect. Obviously, I am not a lover fan of this type of closing bracelets. I rather have the ones that are more modern. It is a little bit stiff. That's probably fine if you don't want to lose your watch while diving. Anyway, what do you think, guys, of this watch? Do you think it is a no-go or a yes-go? I think it's a nice alternative. I will not dwell on difference between both watches because they are two different watches. It's useless to compare them. What Rolex is going to be offering you, it's also related to the brand and other stuff, and definitely the price that you're going to pay for one of these is going to be much different. But if you want to be under, and you can have discounts for these ones, under or around the 500, you're definitely going to have an excellent GMT watch that it's going to resemble someone else like other brands, but it's going to give you something different with the quality of a Squale. At the same time, I think it's good to notice that these watches are not so much sought after. They are difficult to find. I don't think there are many around, especially on this blue version. So it is a good alternative if you want to play around and don't wait 100,000 years to get a GMT. So tell me what you guys think and see you on the next video soon. Until then, bye bye.